Hello guys. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that happened last month. It happened in Huntsville, Alabama. I planned to go to this trial. I was going to go to the first court hearing, but I wasn't able to. But I am going to keep check on this, and I will be going to the trial. This is horrendous. We do have a death penalty here. And if the death penalty has ever been justified, it is for cases such as this. Now, I want to warn you ahead of time, this is very graphic. I won't be showing like graphic photos or anything, but just the story is very graphic. And I'll also show a small news clip. So let's get into it. Cameron Elliot has been charged in the connection with an 8-month-old little girl's death, amongst other charges. The 8-month-old victim was taken off of life support after being in critical condition for 6 days in Alabama. Cameron Elliot, 22, has been charged with capital murder, sexual torture, and various drug charges in connection with the horrific attack, and is being held at the Morgan County Jail without bond. According to an affidavit by Detective Timothy Paste, the Morgan County 911 received a medical call reporting an unresponsive child. Police responded to an address on Victoria Drive Southwest along with medical personnel. Upon arrival, police found the girl gasping for air and unresponsive, with bruises, abrasion, and welts on her neck, face, shoulders, and legs, and there was a bite mark on her arm. She was initially transported to the Parkway campus of Decatur Morgan Hospital. Medical staff there advised all of her injuries appeared to be recent, and her non-responsive condition was due to the amount of trauma her body had received. Pace interviewed the child's mother, who said her daughter had been in good health with no injuries. The mom reportedly told Pace that Cameron Elliot took the child on a car ride. When he returned approximately 10 minutes later, she was gasping for air and in her current state. The baby was taken off of life support at Children's in Alabama after 2 tests showed she was brain dead. The penalty for murder of a child under 14 years old in Alabama is death or life without parole. Elliot had previously been charged 3 times with misdemeanor domestic violence for allegedly assaulting a former girlfriend. Not the same woman whose child he allegedly assaulted. In a Facebook Live video posted in September of 2018, Elliot shared his doubts about the paternity of another woman's child, which he referred to as the mother effing baby. His words were, "Mother effers keep playing with me. Bitch, give me a DNA test like I asked your stupid ass. You mad because I ain't claiming your daughter. I ain't gonna claim no child that ain't mine, you hoish little girl. I will show you and your whole effing family something. You're all some weak bitches." On September the 28th, 2019, according to an affidavit by Decatur police officer, Elliot went to the former girlfriend's apartment, and after a verbal altercation, she ran downstairs to call the police. Elliot punched the woman in the mouth. Once the woman was on the ground, Elliot started stomping her head and kicked her several times, once in the stomach. The woman was 5 months pregnant with Elliot's child at the time. According to the affidavit, the two also had another child. Another incident, May the 12th, 2019, involved the same woman. According to a police statement, Elliot struck her in the face and head and scratched her arms and back. Elliot transferred both municipal court cases to the circuit court. They remain pending, although the victim in November 2019 submitted a letter to authorities asking that the charges be dropped. "We have put it behind us and have moved forward," she wrote. "We've been co-parenting and getting along." A third domestic violence charge was filed against Elliot for an incident with the same ex-girlfriend that took place March 26, 2020. That charge is also still pending. Elliot tried to pass off blame for the victim's injuries to the 8-month-old's mother. Investigators were clear that evidence indicates Elliot is responsible and not the baby's mother. Elliot is facing capital murder, sexual torture, and possession of drugs. I had read further where this little girl, her vaginal area was completely bruised and cut, big bite marks on her little shoulders, gasping for air, her face bruised, whelps all over her little body in the 10 minutes he had her out for a drive. Eight months old. He had already been charged with domestic violence several times. But these women were dropping charges. They drop charges usually because the man comes back into their life after they've been arrested and before court, and they gaslight them. They love bomb until court. So the woman will drop the charges. I'm here to tell you that in cases of domestic violence where it has gotten to the point to where someone has to be arrested and there is proof that there was actual physical violence, then I don't believe the woman should have the choice to drop those charges. I believe the state should pick it up at that point, because so many times after they get back out of jail, they go back and they love bomb, gaslight these women. So when they go to court, they will drop these charges. Then nothing's done to them. That is a law that needs to be changed. Angela Cannon, who we helped with her case of her daughter and her grandson that was brutally murdered by a man that her daughter had had a protection order on, but he came back. He gaslighted her. He love bombed her, and she let him back into her life. And what happened? He brutally murdered her and her 4-year-old son. Cases that has physical violence shouldn't be given the opportunity for the female to drop the charges, because sometimes the female really wants to believe this. Sometimes the female has Stockholm Syndrome. Sometimes the male threatens, or the female. It can go either way. Sometimes the guilty party will even threaten the other party to drop the charges. Don't give that opportunity. If it's physical, the state needs to pick it up, period. Because as long as there's still the option that the victim can drop charges, then that puts the victim in even more harm, in my opinion, of either being gaslight, trauma bonded, or even threatened if they don't. This man should have been in prison. He should have been nowhere near that 8-month-old baby. And if it comes out that this woman knew he had all these previous charges, she should have never let him take her baby anywhere, knowing that he's already very violent. I'll be going to this court, I'll be going to this trial, and I will be keeping up with this case. Until next time, this is Unjustified.